Well, my guests literally flew into Hamilton Airport yesterday from Dryden, Ontario to be with us. Dr. Clair and Clara Schnupp are here for too few minutes in a short segment. And I just found out that their 50th wedding anniversary is December 29th. 50 years ago, folks, you got married the day after a major snowstorm in St. Catharines. And that set the tone for the rest.
So been in the snow ever since.
Clara, I mean,
yes.
I love this as Clair and Clara. I mean, that's so cute. You knew
We've heard that before. It's so cute.
It is.
I planned that before we got married.
You planned, yeah. What you did plan was to do this cold, wilderness, remote, lifetime adventure.
That's right.
Well, when Claire first asked if we could start dating, the big question was, Claire, would you go anywhere in the world with me? And I said, yes.
Now, I want you to tell, the one time you said no to God had something to do with this guy. You didn't know it at the time.
Right. Well, that's the time that really changed my life. I had been struggling. I found the Lord when I was 9 in a little country church in just south of Winnipeg. And I really loved God. But between the ages of 17 and 19, I was struggling, and I didn't know what it was. I was searching, and I know the one time I went to a Billy Graham meeting, and I thought, this is where God's going to meet me in a special way. Nothing happened. But then it was in St. Catharines, in the basement with the Christian school teachers, I sensed God was saying to me, Clara, do you really trust me? And I said, I think so. It was almost like an audible voice, but it wasn't quite. And then the second time he said, do you really trust me? And I said, yeah, I think so. And the third time he actually asked, do you really trust me with the choice of whether you're going to get married or not and with a life partner? And then I realized I was so afraid God was going to make me marry a boring man.
Am I boring?
A boring man.
That's what I was afraid of.
Am I boring?
No. But I realized God made me, and He knows me, and He is going to give me what I need. And He sure did.
But you had a fellow, he had a station wagon.
Oh.
But he was boring, right?
No.
Now, Claire, let's not go there.
No.
Right. We don't want to dig up the past. And this is, talk about an adventure. You were telling me just before we came out here, one of the slices of this book, Flying Canada, 50 years of flying the Northland and beyond. One of the moments worth revisiting. You were actually apologizing to Clara. What were the words? Clara, I'm sorry, I'm killing you.
That's right.
It was a very bad landing.
I said it 3 times.
You thought this was the end.
I thought it was the end.
And what did you say?
Well, I knew we were going to crash because it was at Pickle Lake, Ontario, and we were in a little 2-place airplane in Luscombe. Luscombe?
Yes.
Yeah. And the motor quit, and we didn't have enough runway to, he was going to circle and land down in the right way. And we hit the last 50 feet of the runway. And I knew we were going to crash, but I didn't really think we'd die. But all I could think of was, thank you, Jesus, you're going to help us. Thank you, Jesus. Because I learned from Philippians 4, you give your prayers with
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
And you had that much rationale.
Yes, I did. But he kept saying, I'm sorry, killing you.
I thought it was the end.
This is the only member of your family that doesn't fly. Am I right?
No, I fly.
You got a license too?
Student license.
I got a student license. I did one solo after many hours of lessons.
This couple has 5 daughters. They are all pilots. They have all landed on skis, floats and wheels. We're going to see a moment of that in a moment. This is not the type of plane you flew into Hamilton Airport with.
No. Oh, that's on floats.
I used that one for about 25 years, still have it. But I use Piper Shannon too, you'll see that later.
How many different types of planes have
Well,
you
I started
flown?
with a little 2-place, no starter, no generator. Started by turning the propeller. And I think you have a picture of that later.
We're actually going to go back 25 years right now
Okay.
for your eldest daughter, Judy's flying lesson. I don't know if
Well,
this
so
is...
she had her license then.
She already
was
had
flying.
her license?
She was flying.
And she is
She was flying this kind of an airplane on skis.
Okay, let's join that moment.
Learning how to fly, I think it did a lot for you and I and our relationship.
There were tension moments. How do you feel about the tension moments?
Yeah, there was a lot of tension through the years. A lot of tension in the flying. The thing about the tension was that it was always resolved.
Well, we always tried to talk about it. I hope there's not as much tension for the younger girls. How do you feel about it? Do you think I'm improving?
Oh yeah. Hi, Judy. Hi, Judy. It's been a long time. 3 weeks. You guys are all blown with snow all over you. How have you been?
Good.
Did you have a nice trip?
It was, well, I guess you could call it
Hi,
a nice trip.
Judy. Hi, Sugar.
Guess you could call it a nice trip. You
Was it a
surely...
nice trip?
You didn't expect to have 5 daughters,
No, I wanted some sons too.
but you turned them into courageous, I'm sure fearless women.
But I love all my daughters. I wouldn't exchange any of them for a son.
And the reason they learned to fly was so that they could do things with their dad. Because his brother has 5 daughters, and they helped him on the chicken farm. And Claire said, well, he doesn't have chickens, and he doesn't have a trap line, so he's going to teach them how to fly. And that's what he could do with them. And I think it had a big impact on their life.
Plus, they, as we taught the parents family life and parenting skills, our daughters did puppets and songs with the children. And they learned to be public speakers, so they all speak to women's groups now.
And you said this was very important, that none of these children be draggees. They had to own the ministry with you.
And that was very important for us, for them to own the ministry with us, and we're doing it together. And they did a lot of their schoolwork while we droned along in the airplane.
And we learned that principle from Tom Claus. I think he's from Brantford, Ontario, way back, but he's in Arizona now. And he had a singing family, and they traveled together. But he let them go when it was time to let them go. And I think that helped us too, to let our girls go.
Now they're multiplying his ministry, and our daughters are multiplying our ministry.
Yeah.
We may have
Very
5
close
wonderful,
family, a loving
5
family.
lovely son-in-laws.
We're going to see that picture coming up. Northern Youth Programs is the name of the ministry. You bring wonderful skills and training. Claire, you are a doctor of philosophy,
That's right.
a degree focused on counseling. You have your MA in counseling.
counseling.
I just want to point out that you found your bride by coming north. You're
That's
a
right.
Pennsylvania Mennonite strain,
right.
and St. Catherine's.
From the Mennonite Brethren Church in St. Catherine's, where we got married.
I guess I would have expected you maybe to be on a farm or something a lot tamer. And this book,
But we both felt called to mission.